That's right. I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm excited. 3.11 dropped officially, yow, for the Evocati members. 3.11. Thank God. 3.10. I wasn't too happy about it, but I wanted to go over this with you. So let's see what we're getting into here. For myself, it looks like the known issues they've got under the known issues. It looks like the issues I've been having with 3.10 have been reported properly, and that makes me feel good that I didn't see any issues on here that were missing for the known issues. The new features is what I really want to get into, like the locations and the station cargo decks. Station cargo decks, industrial players. This is the very beginning. This is the infancy. I feel like this is like we're prying our way baby step by baby step into an economy that I hope is going to be more than a fetch quest. And I think it will be. And you know, like what we saw from the Citizen Con with Tony Z and Quantum and how Quanta's going to work. I'm very excited about it. I want to make sure, because I'm a huge player-driven economy kind of guy. But, you know, for this rare instance, the way Tony Z explained it, I will abstain from criticizing an AI system that will give me a simulated supply and demand experience, because it sounded pretty legit. The way Tony presented it, it sounded pretty legit. So I want to get into that as soon as possible. And cargo decks, station cargo decks, is the first step towards that implementation, towards the economy that I am really looking forward to. We will get additional functionality out of them in terms of cargo. So let's read this right now, Dutch. It says cargo decks are facilities within rest stops where players can handle all their cargo needs, from dropping off and picking up, buying new equipment, new cargo equipment, and taking on cargo-related missions. So this is their first way to seed missions into the game that are more industrial, which is cool. I wonder how they're going to price them. I'm very curious as to that. New weapons and items added. The new FPS bearing Br2 Shotgun, which I'm really looking forward to. They said that the originally designed for military bearing decided to sell the Br2 ballistic shotgun to general public, blah, 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 blah. So here is what that looks like. We saw a little bit of this earlier on Inside Star Citizen. This looks kick ass. I love this. This is my cup of tea. This is my jam right here. This will be a weapon that I am going to probably use quite often. That looks awesome. So I'm definitely digging the looks of the new bearing BR2. Let's see. Feature updates, gameplay, front-end refactor, updating to the front-end UI. Okay, so building blocks. The new building blocks we saw where they were going to pin things. If you guys didn't see that, go to the Inside Star Citizen review. It's a show we do here on the channel. We talk about that. The prison commissary vending machine updates. Thank God they needed them. Commissary vending machines in prisons updated to use merits to purchase items. Great. Dig it. Prison needs a lot of love. Don't drop the soap. Updates to the escape route to add more complex gameplay. Okay, cool. You know, we're getting tired of the same old route. They're doing different things to the route. Make it like Dragon's Lair, if you could, where you have to like hop over tentacles and shit. That's great. If you guys could do that, a little bit of throwback to the 80s there on that game. But if you could do that, that'd be wonderful. Improving grenade throwing to make it more accurate and reliable. Yes, please. When we throw grenades, we don't want to see the grenade do all this weird physics shit. We don't want to see it bounce around like a little freaking rubber ball. It's a grenade. Okay, great. As well as expanding the throwing mechanic to accommodate other objects in the world. Again, we saw that in the Inside Star Citizen review. That's going to be fun. The grenade launcher, or the noob tube, like J-Dubs is saying. We're very much looking forward to that. I think that's going to be one of those items that many people will look at and say, please, for the love of God, nerf this thing. I think that's what we're going to get into, Jay, unfortunately, with it, but I am still looking forward to the grenade launcher. Space station interiors have been adjusted to help players find their way around them. You can use the interior elevators to access multiple levels of the station, including the hangars, habs, common areas, and new cargo decks. Great. Hostility updates. Acquiring a missile lock on a target is now considered a hostile action against AI. And other players allowing them to attack the person locking them without being the aggressor. Let's see how that works. I'm very curious to to see if that's not going to be buggy. If it works as intended, I think that's kind of cool. Added an option to default select relative mouse mode and turrets. Okay, Gray Cat Rock to be purchasable in a ship store in the PU. Wow. So the rock can now be, that's cool. The rock can now be purchasable as a ship in game. Very cool. You know what? Cool. I like that. Good. The more ships that are actually offered through the terminals that you're able to get or buy, I think the better. You know, like I think they really, there's going to be some ships that are going to be really kind of the exclusive. You really can't get this type of thing yet, or it's going to be uber amount of credits once the game gets finished and polished. But like right now, I think that's cool that they offer as many as they can without upsetting some people that are like, hey, I paid $700. Don't you sell a jump. How dare you sell an 890 jump? Could you imagine what the in-game price of an 890 jump would be? That would be ridiculous. But I think we can all strive as an organization to buy one in-game. Like, this is what I try and tell people. Don't go too crazy. Like, if you want to pledge money to the project, and good for you, you believe it and stuff, but remember, according to the promise, all this will be purchasable in game with the credits, and together we can do this and we can buy these with creds. But I get it. This is the appeal of Star Citizen. You get those ships faster, you pay the real life money, you get to walk around in them, you feel good in them. The customizing, the customability, like to have this ship that's unique that you can walk around in is the spice. That's the flavor. That's why people are paying for the ships, because they want to do it now. They want to walk in a Carrack right now. They want to see what it's about. By the way, we're having a giveaway. Twin pack. Talon twin pack. It's nice. Go check out the channel. Super sassy giveaway. Super sassy. So let's see. Core tech. Now this is the thing. The core tech server tech type things are on the top of my agenda. iCache server issues, and we're going to go over that later in the stream, because there was a Reddit post in regards to that, and I want to go over it in my limited understanding of it. Go over it, read the Reddit post with you guys, and we'll check that out in the future here. But let's go over 3.11 here first. So increase max button limit for joystick controllers from 50 to 128. Right mouse button equivalent for PIT for back exit on controller and flight sticks should cancel and close quick select wheels. Major bug fixes. Here we go. Okay, mining nodes should no longer change composition if a player scans it. It will not leave the area and return. Okay, diamond icon should no longer. Miners should be happy about that. You know, like I actually have issues mining. Roids completely disappear after they mine, and then nothing is collected. That's a big one. Hopefully this addresses that issue. I'm not quite sure that it does. Diamond icon should no longer remain displayed after surface deposits have been mined. Fix missing geometry inside the pirate caterpillar to near the upper catwalk doors that was allowing players to fall through. I'm sure many of you are happy that own that. That's a nice fix. Nobody should be falling through. Space station ASOP terminal should now correctly show the landing pad the ship is spawned on when looking at the location column. Carrack should no longer be missing SOFs on the nose of the ship. Players should no longer be launched when entering, exiting evac, or end up in an unresponsive state when their client is running at very low FPS. Players should no longer tilt suddenly when existing EVA into a ship if the ship has rotated. Players should now teleport into the spaceport instead of a hangar after the ship they are in is impounded on a pad. The elevator pillars and underground facilities should now have collision. Grimhex clothing shopkeeper should now be in his correct usable position. Again, I think all these player loading I think all these NPCs loading in wrong spots again has to do a lot with the server tech and iCache, like these issues. Like right at the top of that list is that. I really think we should devote a whole segment of one stream towards that. But like I said, the Reddit post we're going to get into, one of the developers was very frank, and it was very refreshing to read that. So we'll get into that later. Placeholder text should no longer be present when accessing the Anvil ships and components via mobiGlas and VMA menu. Players should no longer take damage or fall out of a turret in the constellations. There should no longer be a piece of geometry clipping through the floor in an elevator. A lot of clipping issues. It seems like just a lot of small bug fixes. There should let's see, right clicking on a player in your contact list near the bottom of the screen, the mobiGlas will no longer cut off the drop down UI. Good. Players should no longer A pose when interacting with the standing engineer stations in the Hammerhead, Retaliator, or Vanguard, so the positions will now not be anti-position, which is great. The new Babbage hangar labeled number 16 from the outside should now show the correct hangar number. What was it before? What was it before? Fix gaps in the walls near the Grimhex hangar elevators where players can see out of the game world. And there we go. All right. So there we go. 3.11 officially released to Evocati. Very excited about these station cargo decks. Very, very, very excited about that. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. 3.11 en route to Evocati. Soon to the first wave, which I will be testing and giving you my personal reviews and criticisms.